How about not that? Okay. So, hi guys. My name is Stacy. I take on the last name story from my grandfather because he's just so awesome. And I roll my eyes, but I actually he is pretty awesome. He's like my lifeline. If any of you like have a person like that. Um, but today I'm just doing a Q&A just to kind of give you guys a feel like about who I am. I'm doing online questions from a website. I just looked up 21 questions game, and there's like actually a whole bunch of them. There's actually one section I'm not gonna do. Just being preferable and all. But if you guys at all feel like you want to ask me something, feel free to let me know. Preferable and all. But if you guys at all feel like oh god, is that what I sound like? I sound fucking awesome. How do I not watch that? No, seriously, how do I not watch that? Oh, there it is. Okay. But because this is my first live stream, so I'm trying to figure out like all the kinks or whatever. His first like 5 or 6 attempts, I had to delete all of those videos because I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So by all means, critique me if at all possible. Try and keep things positive. I'm typically a pretty positive person. Like if you ever watch Parks and Recreation, I absolutely love that show with a passion. I admire the positivity of Chris Traeger, and if you have yet to watch the show, I recommend watching it. Chris Traeger is pretty much just like this overall like really positive guy, but you only meet him I feel like until late in the second season. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know there are friends of mine who actually have watched the show before, so I think yeah, but I'm not the only one doing the show. I have my rabbit here. Her name is Haru, Japanese for sunshine. She's actually pretty shy, except for around me, where she, pretty much threatens my life. If you ever watched Amazing World of Gumball, she's pretty much like Anais. Like, you think she looks all cute and innocent, but in reality, she gets into all your stuff, and she doesn't like when you touch her stuff. She's very hypocritical, isn't that right? Come here. Yeah? Come here. Oh, and this is my baby girl. Say hi to all the people. She's pretty much gonna be the quiet character, but she's here for moral support. And then, yeah, and just to eat all the food that I have prepared for her, so she sits still and doesn't try and jump off the desk again. But let's go ahead and start the session. 21 questions. And what is your favorite food? This is a very vague question, only because it doesn't specify like what kind of food I need. It doesn't specify what kind of food. Like, okay, there's appetizers, there's pre-appetizers, there's an appetizer to the pre-appetizer, there's breakfast, lunch, dinner, there's like dessert. Come on, food. There's nothing that I can personally choose. I know Haru's favorite food. She loves carrots. Other than that, she loves getting into my chips, which I try not to like leave out. Mostly like the animal crackers. She loves them, but I find it hilarious because I know it's not cannibalism, but they're shaped like animals, and I'm not sure if I should feel comfortable with that because, yeah, isn't that right? It's just her naming herself, or she decided to stop. Say hi to the people for once in your life. You do nothing but eat and be cute all day, and then you mess with my things. But blah blah blah. Okay. It's fall season. I absolutely love pie. and but like not just any pie. I have to have pumpkin pie. I remember somebody that I cared about very much. She actually made me a pumpkin pie for my birthday for the past 2 years. It was like the most amazing thing ever. Cause she like I feel like she tried to add like cheesecake or something into it. Like I can never remember, but I know it was like very rich, but overly sweet. But Grandma always says, if there's a what's she saying? Something like that, like something along the lines of if you can't taste the diabetes, you're not doing it right. And then I feel like that's kind of like overdoing it because, um, I mean, cavities. It's very serious. You can relax. No one's telling you can't. Um, how do you spend your weekend? Do you like to sleep or party hard? Is that a rhetorical question? I feel like these days more than ever, people like to sleep. I love sleep. For the most part, I'm always like in school or at work on the weekends. I don't really have much of my life. This is my life. This little ball of sunshine. She's my life, my pride, my joy, and oh my god, she's all mine for like the next 8 years. Cherish them while I can. Which song can you listen to over and over again without getting bored? If you ever watch Supernatural, Carry On My Wayward Son. I mean, that wasn't my introduction to the song before because I love Kansas prior to that. But yeah, I love Kansas. But like the song, like I really connected with the show, like on a personal level, because I started watching it like right when it first started coming, when it first came out, and I believe that was in 2005, 2006. I believe it, but I don't think it was like anything other than that. Hmm. So yeah, carry on my way. We're saying I'll probably end up doing like a stream karaoke one of these days. Probably gonna take a couple of shots before I do that because I probably don't have the balls to do that like while I'm sober. So I'm just gonna put that out there right now. Oh, what's going on with this? Oh, okay. Um, which song can you? Oh wait, I already did that one. What do you want your dream home to look like? Preferably nice. Um, maybe. Oh, if you guys have ever seen those Victorian houses, like if you ever watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I want my house to be like that. But all I really need is a bed, a couch. And I'm probably gonna sleep on the couch because I'll probably be too lazy to go upstairs. Uh, food, like electricity, Wi-Fi. I mean, that's not all I really need, honestly. Oh yeah, and a backyard for the rabbit, of course. I mean, what else would I need? If given an option, would you choose a holiday at the beach or in the mountains? Um, I'm not sure how I feel about that question because people have died at the beach and people have died in the mountains, and then I've seen the movies, and they always don't make you feel really comfortable. Like when I think about it, going to the beach and going to the mountain sounds very nice, but when I start thinking about like the expenses, the budget says hell no. And there's so many other factors that go into it, and there might be a serial killer who happens to show up there that day, and then I die. See, the anxiety is just way too much. So I'd rather just stay at home. Probably like buy a bag of sand, put it by my tub, fill up the tub with water, and if I want to go to the mountains, I just turn the AC like to like negative 13 degrees, and there we go. Isn't that right? Yeah. Let's see. Have you ever cheated in exams? Oh God, no! Like they watch you like hawks. I don't think is it possible to cheat? I mean, unless you have like Superman super hindsight. I mean, I have no idea. Or if you watch Naruto, the Chunin exams where like everybody was like cheating, and then like that the whole point was to cheat without getting caught. But I don't understand that because like everyone was like tells them to break the rules, and then in the village you're not supposed to break the rules or enter it, like disobey like your higher ups, and that's just I don't know. I've never really liked that concept. But the answer, oh hell no, I've never cheated. Have you ever played the role of opposite gender in the school drama? I haven't, but there was this time where, okay, I was in kindergarten. I was like, I didn't know which stage fright was until this day, and I'm pretty sure my birth mother and her god family, they could probably tell you because they were there. I was playing the lion, but like you didn't have to say any lines at all whatsoever in this play. All you have to do was just like gesture like certain things because they had like an audio thing playing, so like some like a recording was playing, but I was still like petrified. I was already dressed up. Nobody would have known it was me except for the people who knew that it was me. And yeah, it was like having those people watch you. That's terrifying. I'm not sure if anybody here has stage fright, but I know I still kind of do. Because remember, like 5 years later, I think that was like fifth grade. I had to stand in front of the class and do a presentation, and I said the word "fuck." I didn't get in trouble when I got home, but man, I was sweating my ass off because I thought I was. But mom knew I stage fright, so it was okay. Um, what makes you happy? What makes me happy is I don't know. I think making other people happy makes me happy. I mean, I don't really have anything that really like just jumps out. I mean, I'm just me, you know. Let's see. What is that one thing which makes you lose your temper? I think one thing that makes me lose my temper is, I mean, hardly anything, but if somebody like is making a big deal out of something, like, okay, if somebody's like saying, for instance, like your girlfriend or whatever, it's like, are you mad? And you're like, no. And in your mind, you know you're not mad, but they keep on asking, oh, you look like you're mad. I'm like, no, I'm not mad, but if you keep on asking me if I'm mad, I'm gonna get upset. I mean, we've all had that. I know Amy probably has. She's probably watching this. Probably not right now, but she will later because I know Amy. Um, I guess, and then people who are very biased. I guess. I mean, I don't let that get kind of get to me. I mean, you know, I mean, they're gonna be the way they are, and I can't change that. But so I'm just gonna like love them regardless of who they are, because you know, I mean, we're just a world full of people who are trying to get by, and then we've been hurt by like certain people for too long, and it's kind of hard to like really accept things. So I mean, I feel like we should all should kind of have that, I guess, courteous thinking that you know maybe somebody else is just being hurt, and we need to all learn to accept each other. I mean, regardless of our faults. I mean, we don't have to like you know love each other or whatnot, but I mean, at least learn to like at least get along or learn to live in each other's like boundaries like comfortably, and the boundary being the freaking earth. Um, have you ever failed in your school? Like I failed at life. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I did fail one class in college. Actually, I still am in college. I'm not sure what class that was. I think it was statistics, but all that probability stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love numbers. I mean, as much as the next person, but there are so many probabilities I can go with, and then I'll probably introduce that with the whole California, the whole beach mountain thing. But that's an entirely different story. Stop that. What are you doing? But um, what was the first time you bunked your school? What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea. Can we skip that question? Is that okay with you? Yeah. Hmm? Yeah. What was the first time you had tasted the alcohol. Okay, I think, and Auntie Libria, don't get upset because no, I ain't drinking any of your stuff or Nana or what God. I was actually, I think I was 13, and it was my uncle Domingo. I guess he had been going through some stuff, and like, I guess that's when the anxiety starts to kick in. I guess for most like adolescents, at the age of 13 or maybe 12 or something like that. But I think I was stressing pretty hard about like so many things, and me and him sat outside his house. He grabbed it was a Miller Lite. Oh God, if like my taste buds couldn't handle it at the time, but because I thought it was fucking awful, but I drank it because I'm like, I don't want to waste it, you know. I mean, and then now thinking back, I'm glad I didn't waste it. I'm like, man, I actually need to grab one right now, but you know, I'm perfectly fine. I have to finish this. I'm not even like 10 questions in. Oh, I am. Congratulations. What's your dream job? A job where I can actually dream. Can I like sleep forever in the bed? Then I get lazy. And if you lay in bed too long, it's like the equivalent of being in space or being in a coma. Because like that amount of time that you're like in that like um state of mind or like the atmosphere of like just laying there and doing nothing or just like sub zero, not sub zero, when you're like in zero gravity, you I mean it takes you that much longer to get back. And I remember reading this article about this guy who faked a coma for like 2 or 3 years. And I'm like, God, no, it was like a little more than that. And how do you fake a coma? I mean, they have to put a needle in you, and needles I don't like. I would flinch at every opportunity. My heart rate would like escalate, like beyond all reason. Like Haru's heart rate, hers is always at like 120, 140, and that's natural for a rabbit. Mine would be like twice that, enough to kill me. Because me and needles, we don't get along. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can base the turkey. I'll base the turkey like whatever, whenever. But touch me with a fucking needle, we're gonna have a fucking problem. I hate needles and clowns and clowns. Are you a mama's boy? Hmm. I mean, I do very much care about my mother. I mean, I have a few. Because one family took me in after like I had a rough patch, and they kind of became my family too. My mom, she's cool. Like my birth mother, she's totally cool. And then I guess my adopted mother, Gina, she's so lovely. And then there's Christina, and and then that's another family. But man, I've just been taken in by a lot of families. Where I guess like they kind of just like accepted me because I used to go over a lot, and I guess at that point they were like, "Well, you're pretty much family at this point. I mean, we might as well." But I guess so. I mean, I haven't had necessarily a lot of father figures in my life, but I'm kind of glad because I guess it kind of put me more in touch with my feminine side, which a lot of guys don't have. I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of guys can say, "Oh, he must be a little bitch," but I mean, at least I know how to get them. I mean, just and then that is not does not go to say that I don't that I agree with calling women bitches because I totally disagree with that. But I'm just trying to like make a statement for guys who think they're all macho because they're really not. What is the most daring thing you've ever done? I sped once. I okay. This is the story. I was in driving up to see my friend Marissa at College Station because she goes to A&M, and the weirdest thing happened. Well, it wasn't weird. I mean, I guess I didn't know how fast I was going, or maybe I did, and I just didn't care. I was going 85, I think, in a 75. I know for sure it was 85. I mean, I was going. It said the cop tapped me going 85 in a 70. But the past three signs I remember this clearly going towards him. It said 75. Now unless like the next like exit thing said 75, I mean 70, I was completely in the right. I mean, I probably should have been going like 10 miles over anyway. But I mean, still, that's like an extra like I think $100 they have to add on for like every 5 hours you're going over speed limit or some shit like that. But like the cops over there are like, I respect them, but man, they are ruthless, and I probably shouldn't drive up there again. Should like any of them see this video, but I do respect cops. All things aside, if you had the power to turn someone into an animal, who would you like to turn, and into what? I mean, I kind of do wish my roommate Christopher was straight up sometimes. Do you think of any animals that don't talk? And I would probably turn Christopher into. Wait, can he be turned back? I don't think that question specific enough for me. I think we should turn him into not a rabbit. That'd be too funny. And definitely not a parrot, because then he would talk way too much. As if he doesn't repeat everything he like hears and sees. That's too much. Okay, I'll turn my friend Gina into a cat. And that's like not my mother. That's actually a friend named Gina, ironically. Um, she loves cats and she cries. She's so precious. Like she starts to get all teary eyed. She starts to talk about cats, and apparently she cries whenever she like watches cat videos because she laughs so hard she cries, or she just gets so emotional that she cries. So I mean, cat videos are freaking precious. So I mean, I do not blame her at all. But I don't cry when watching cat videos. Not at all. Just it's a little, yeah. It's gonna go to the next question now. If you were made president of the United States, what would be the first thing you would do? Um, I think I would personally try and get a lay of the land. I mean, I would definitely like grow some balls and actually connect with the people, shake their hand, and kind of figure out what the people really need. And I would probably actually listen, and then try and like implement, like as many things as I can to kind of like make America, I guess, better than it was yesterday, last week, 10 years ago, and 100 years ago. And probably trying to incorporate the things that our forefathers actually tried to do when they first founded the nation. And I'm not trying to go political, so I'm going to go to the next one. Are you fetish about something? If yes, what it is? What is it? I don't really know what a fetish is. Is that like naive of me? I mean, I've always like heard the word, but I don't really know. I'm gonna look it up. What is a fetish? Oh, oh. I guess. I mean, it's nice. I don't know. I mean, can this be like a preference of a girl? I guess if we put it in that way, I like a girl who's like very confident in herself. Um, they know what they want. They know what they want to do, and not afraid to chase it. I mean, like just like a person who has a really good foundation, intelligent, and then not afraid to be like independent every once in a while, and then they make it like firm. And they plant their feet in the ground and say, no, I'm gonna do this, and then you're gonna do this, and then collaborate, and then we're gonna do this. Like that kind of thing can really turn like a 6 into a 10. I don't think I had this conversation with like one of my friends at work named Gavin, but I'm not gonna name my workplace. So, Kayla, you shut up. Let's see. What comic character do you love the most? I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is like the. It's either Spider-Man. I mean, if we're talking Marvel Universe, it's either Spider-Man or Iron Man. I think the fact that they chose Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is probably like the best idea ever. Because not that he's an asshole, because he's actually I hear like he's actually a pretty decent person, but he played the role so carefully, perfectly because I guess he related to Tony Stark in a way. I mean, he wasn't necessarily a billionaire, but he was rich. He did go through like a whole bunch of phases, not necessarily losing his parents or whatever, but drugs or which would be the equivalent of Tony, like just going around with women and all that other stuff. And Spider Man, I can't choose just one thing. That's kind of like impossible. I like the new one, Tom Holland. He's actually pretty chill. Um, I didn't think the movie would do that well because I was kind of skeptical because I thought um, Andrew Garfield did like a really good job, and he did. And they were going to do a third movie, but I guess like they were kind of like 2 weeks into the box office, and they're like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna change our minds, and then they just ended it right there, and it kind of left me with like the biggest cliffhanger, and I kind of hated Tom Holland, but like the more they like opened up to the trailer, like the more they played the trailer, kept releasing stuff. I mean, I was kind of like, eh, you know what? He's probably not that bad, and I actually saw the movie. I was kind of like blown away in a way. Uh, if given a chance to meet three people, most famous people on Earth, who would it be? Answering in order of preference. That's okay. Saving the best for last. I think I would choose. Oh, Demi Lovato. Definitely. No, best for first. Demi Lovato. Yeah, definitely. Do I have to say why? No. Okay. Who's next? Who's next? I think for one of my shows, I like to meet the guy who plays the Flash. If you ever watched that show, God, I love that show. I wish I knew his name. And who else? I would love to meet. They make this really hard. I would say Taylor Swift, but she's kind of like I used to be a big fan of hers, but like I guess all this fame, kind of like she's like the white Beyonce, and I think all that like fame kind of went to her head for like a while, and then now she's just doing all this stuff. And this aside from like any recent thing where some DJ decided to be stupid and then do something because I totally disagree with that. He's an ass and whatever. Oh God, I guess Jensen Ackles, Supernatural. I mean, as if that were like a no-brainer already. If you can change one bad quality of yours, what would it be? I I keep saying this question keeps coming up, and I keep telling myself, and this is like over the years, I wish I wasn't so nice. I think I'm too nice, and some people a lot of the time tend to take advantage of that. But I guess it's kind of my fault that I left them. So I mean, it's kind of like a double-edged sword because I mean I could not be, but I want to try and be like better than I was yesterday, and then whenever I do like decide to kick the bucket, I want to be like, hey, I mean, I was actually a really nice person. I did no harm, and hey, I did it without killing anyone. I mean that's a lot more than what can I say for like what's going on for the rest of the world right now. Oh God. And then if Have you ever wanted to travel back in time? If yes, which era would you go to? Okay, I would go to this era first of all. And I'm not sure if anybody remembers the that $1 billion lottery that got split up between like I think 3 people. Um, I would go back in time to this era. I play those numbers and I pretty much be a millionaire. And I'd probably still be doing this, but with like a lot more awesome stuff. And probably more rabbits, to be quite honest with you. If you get the chance to be incarnated, whom would you like to be born like? Me? I mean, I think I'm a pretty cool person. I mean, I can be a bit of a loser, like 98% of the time. But the other 2%, I think that really counts for something. So, gonna go and take the win. Have you ever wished to have a superpower? I think we've all. If you had a superpower, what would you like to have? Okay, so this is exactly what I would do to kind of get around just like picking one superpower. I would have a superpower that like the guy from Hero, who could absorb or like I guess touch other people and like inherit their powers. I would choose that guy. That way, I can have a little bit of everything, and I could still technically have one power, which would be to steal other people's powers. I mean, okay, Haru, this one's for you. If granted a foreign citizenship, what country would you choose? Uh huh. Yeah. I think she said something. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if you're there, I'll be totally cool. So I'm gonna answer for her. No, no, no. I mean, America isn't all that great, thanks Trump. Um, how about we go to where you're from? Because she's a actually a lion head rabbit, so they're like a mixture between rabbits in Europe, and I think we can go to the Netherlands or Denmark. I think that they mixed those breeds together, and that's how they got you. Or yeah, something along those lines. I don't know. Have you ever fought in public? Oh God, no. I feel like I mean I'm taking like a few classes here and there, and then I personally wouldn't want to do anybody any physical, mental, or emotional harm. I'm not that type of person. If anything, I'm more of a not actions speak louder than words, but more so the other way around. Because I feel like anything can be solved if you're willing to sit down peacefully, politic with pens. That's I guess I'm not really into politics, but in the form that something can be solved by just sitting down and discussing it with someone as calmly as possible. That's like the best solution to anything. But when you don't have that, I guess it is kind of hard. But fighting would be like the absolute last resort. Like I would have to be like within 2 inches of my life, and then muster up some adrenaline and then totally kick some ass because that's probably what I would probably do. But that's just like last resort. Promise. If this world is supposed to end somehow and you only have one day, how would you spend that day? I would spend that day with Haru. I would spend that day probably playing Destiny with Kayla if she decides she wants to get online. I would eat pancakes. I would eat pie. I would do all the things I love to do. I would just be with my family, hang out with my friends. And then I guess if it's like 24 hours, at the end of the 24 hours after doing like all that stuff, I would just kind of just sit there and then wait for the inevitable blast. Supernatural quote. Um, would you like to be famous or rich? Well, technically, I'm already rich in friendship, so I think that's good enough for me. being rich in love and friendship, having like people who actually care about you, that's probably the most important kind of rich that you can be because you can have all the money in the world, you can be as famous and have all these fans that love you, but no one's gonna get you the way that your friends get you. And that's probably, or your family. No one's ever gonna get you the way that they get you because you've actually made that connection. And those kind of bonds are like the most important ones of all. So forget being famous. Just, can I be more rich in friendship? Sure, let's be rich. If asked, which would you? Oh, if asked, which would describe you the best? Would it be what? Which would describe you the best? What would it be? It doesn't give me like any options, so I have to skip that. Are you a hashtag person? I used to be. I high school. I posted like every single day about something, and I hashtag like every little thing, even if it was like irrelevant, just so I can get people to like and comment. And then I haven't been on Instagram in 2 years, but every once in a while, I'm still logged in on my phone. I'll get notifications, so people still liking my posts. I'm kind of just like, oh, this is kind of nice, I guess. And there's strange people I don't know, because I kind of made my Instagram public. And I don't even remember what the name is, but I'll make a new one just for all of us, because this is Stacy Haru and you. Because I want to go like, this show is basically like about me, Haru, my daily life, and then I want to be able to give people advice, make people laugh. Hopefully, I'll pick random topics. Hopefully, do something every once in a while. But most of this is gonna just cater to like you as the viewer, so like, I can at least make your day better. Which is why I want you to comment. Give suggestions. Like, what do you want to see me do? Nothing too crazy, I hope. I'll let my morals be the judge of that, and then we can see exactly where that line is. If it's nothing too crazy, I can probably muster myself to do it. Just give me like a shot of tequila. I think I'll be fine. Have you ever been on a blind date? Like a date where I had like a blindfold on? Not necessarily. Vince, this guy at work, he said he had a blind girlfriend once. And then when they broke up, she said, "I want to start seeing other people." And then that's just his dad joke. I mean, I thought it was fucking hilarious when I first heard it. And if you're laughing or at least gave that, if I at least got a smirk out of you, that at least deserved like a like or something. So thanks. Which song describes your life the best? Oh, "It's My Life," Bon Jovi. Because that just describes my life right now. Because I feel like everything right now is just like so trivial. I mean, like just like letting like time, like look at the perception of the human time that was created by us, and that kind of constricts us. And the more I kind of like threw time out the window. I mean, obviously I know like when to be at work, when to do this, when to do that, but like beyond that, I don't really let time affect me because I feel like the more I feel like I have more time once I like ignore the fact that it's there. I'm like freeing up my mind just like little by little, and I feel like my life is like that much more better because I'm not really letting all these things affect me. Um, so I feel like it's just better to feel free whenever you have the chance, so your soul doesn't feel like caged. And I think the fact that our souls feel caged is why we have like so much anxiety because we don't know if we should spend this amount of money because we have this bill coming up, this bill coming up. I'm just like, for the most part, like screw it, man. I mean, money in, money out. And if I'm supposed to make it, then it'll come to me, and then it does. I mean, not that I'm saying you should do it, because don't do it, and then say that oh God, Stacey did it. Why didn't it work for me? Well, do it because you want to, and then if something happens, be like, well, Stacey did warn me because I did, and don't try and say I didn't because I am like right here, and this is proof. Um. Do you like to share everything on social media, or do you believe that there's a limit to it? I was on Tumblr in middle school. There was a limit on that, and I reached that. I'm not sure if they still have it now. I don't post as much as I used to. I mean, in fact, I don't post at all because I forgot my password. But I remember I shared, blogged, and reblogged over 10,000 posts one summer. And I think that was the same summer. I spent almost the entire summer. I only spent like maybe a couple of days outside. That's because my aunt made me. And there was one day she's like, okay, Stacey, you have to go somewhere other than just like outside the house. And so she made me go to the movies. And I saw Avatar, the one with the blue people. Great movie. I almost fell asleep. There was maybe a couple of scenes here and there I think I left out. And then maybe, I wouldn't have fell asleep. Well, almost fell asleep towards the end. But great movie. Facebook, I probably share way too much because there's so much good stuff on there. And until I learn how to like blur out people's names on the so I learn how to blur out people's names on Facebook, I am going to have to not show you what I repost every day. Actually, I think I can. No, I think I'll save that for later. Are you a fun-loving person or one who likes to go by the books? I am a very fun-loving person. You can ask Heather. You can ask Trisha. You can ask my brothers. You can ask Haru. Even though she likes to ignore me sometimes, all I want is just her love and attention. I mean, she's my baby. You probably ask Austin, Christina. You ask a lot of people. They will tell you I'm not sure what they tell you. They'll probably comment on this and just tell you themselves. Hopefully, if they do love and support me as much as they claim, and that is a challenge for you to actually do that. So, have you ever doped? Like dopey? I'd be lying if I said I haven't been doped. And then for those of you who may or may not be disappointed, oh well. I mean, it's a new day. The world is changing, and sometimes you gotta change with it. Oh God, what is this? How did you spend your first salary? First of all, I don't get salary. If I did, that'd be great. I would love to get the six figures. And I didn't know that meant like above 100,000. I figured that's just something, and I learned that maybe 2 years ago. And I also didn't know what DIY and then a whole bunch of these other terms people were using until a couple of years ago too. So I kind of felt out of the loop. I never asked what people what it meant, and I didn't look up what it meant until a while back. And I kind of feel embarrassed because it's kind of all my friends are using these terms, and I'm sitting there wish I know what I meant. Do yourself. And kisses, yeah. If you could bring back one dead person, who would it be and why? I think I would bring back my grandmother. She passed away last week, and I hadn't seen her for a few months because she had been in Austin for a while, and I actually planned on going to see her later this month, but I never really got the chance. So if I could at least see her, so I could say goodbye at least, or have at least one really good conversation with her, I wish I could bring her back and do that. And the same thing applies with Victoria. She was like my big sister, and she held me out of like a two rocks in a hard place. So yeah. Um, have you ever watched a movie more than once just because you cannot understand it? Yes and no. I'm not sure if any of you have seen Inception. And if you haven't, do it, and I'll try not to spoil anything for you. It's just like one of I like watching those kind of movies because those kind of movies kind of like that one. Interstellar was kind of like simplified, and the most complicated one I know for sure I had to rewatch it like at least 2 or 3 times. Cloud Atlas, and you would have to read the book to understand because I read the book afterwards, and I wish I would have read it first. There's so many things going on because it's going between different time periods using like the same people, and they're pretty much trying to say that throughout the movie the entire plot is that like the people who you're with now, these are the same people that you're gonna be with that you were with in your past life, and then they're gonna be with you in your future life, and then like all of those lives are connected somehow. Like the person you're meant to be with, I guess, the person you're with now or whatever, or later on in life, that's the same person you're gonna be with next time, and then to the time after that, like we're bound by our souls, and that's like it's the most beautiful thought ever. And I would love to keep talking about it, but I don't want to do that forever. Can you spend an entire day without a phone and internet? If yes, what would you do? I actually have. I left my phone at work. Not work. Actually, yeah, once at work. And I also left my phone and my watch and my iPod and my laptop at home. I was in a rush to get to school, and I forgot every single one of those things. And work and school was like kind of like an all day thing. Um, I didn't panic. I mean, I had all my notes or whatever, but I mean, if I could go a day without it, I mean, wait, phone and internet? I mean, video games. But if like we're saying that all of those things are connected to the internet, I mean, just play board games with like Heather and Mac and all the guys and the girls, respectively. So yes, I can. For an all expense paid trip, which place would you like to visit? Uh, I mean, if I had a spaceship that could travel at light speed, I'd love to visit another planet and like breathable planet, with food and stuff, and with other people. Hopefully I discover life or something like that. I mean, that's kind of an expensive trip, but it's kind of my imagination. So please do what you will with it. Oh God. God. Hmm. What to do next? So many questions. So many. So many. Let's see. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here, and I will go and get some comment from you, some feedback. Hopefully, I can get some feedback from you guys. And next time, hopefully, I can be maybe a little bit more funny, and then maybe Haru here will actually do something besides clean herself and hide away from the camera. But until next time, you guys have